Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 9 p.m. on a day. It's not going well today. Not great. I'm back to the phone. Can't get on the laptop. I can get on it for racing, but I can't get into my email account. So I can't get on to YouTube to upload it from the laptop. They're sending me a link in 6 hours. I asked them, I forgot my password because I can click into that at home, no bother. I couldn't think of it. And I tried twice and they must have, they said to send a link in six hours. So I'm about to do it off the phone and hopefully I'll be able to get it up this way. John didn't start off great here this morning. I picked him up at 9 o'clock. He was in bad form. He had booked a massage in the hotel yesterday for $120, €120. And he wanted to cancel it then yesterday when he couldn't get back for 4:30. But he had no internet access because whatever plan he was on with the crowd at Beyond, it only clicked in when he came into Derry this evening. So when he went back to the hotel yesterday evening, he told them that he wanted to cancel it. So they said they couldn't cancel it only with 48 hours notice, and he only had it booked 24 hours previously. He wasn't too impressed. He said he'd never stay at the 5-star hotel again. It was a bit iffy for him anyway, but they cost him €120 for nothing. So he wasn't impressed. We got I went to the bank then in Letterkenny to try and transfer money over to Terry. Got there at 5 to 10, bank open at 10, walked in, and she said she couldn't help me, that she put me into a booth on my own. And I said, can you not help me to transfer it? No, you have to go in and do it yourself. And then she says, well, there's very little here, so I'll try and help you. But she says, without the IBAN, and the address of the bank and all of this. And I said, well, I passed it on to other people already and they got it through. So I only got it after that, then I sent an email to Terry. But it's just crazy, like, you know, that as people know, I wouldn't be that tech savvy, but I hadn't the time to put into, and I didn't understand what she meant. So I got the details, so it's going to be Friday now before I can get back, because I'm across the border now. I won't have, I have the details got now, but it's crazy. Got wet then above at Malin Head. We went up to the tip of Malin Head. Well, we went to on Grinnan and Alloch first. Billy Madden, that was brilliant. He was delighted with that. That was great, great shout, Billy. Thanks for that. Then we went to Malin Head and we went down to take pictures. And she let it down. Got soaked. I said to him, I said, this isn't on my job description to get drowned into the bollocks. But there was no point running either because you'd fall, trip and fall. So just had to suffer it. Dried into me. Went into a shed, got a bit of shelter for a few minutes. We went to Moville then on the way to Derry. We ate in the hotel and then we went for a walk round about for about an hour and a half up around the walls of Derry and that. And he's not too interested in that kind of stuff. He'd prefer to be walking around in gardens or where we were yesterday. So he had 3 or 4 pints there. I just had 1 bottle of cider, and that's, I called it off there. I come up to try and sort this, but I don't know. It's hopefully it'll work. Tomorrow I see doing it on the phone. I've nothing wrote out because it was whatever, but I'm going to give a few selections, and I can't show you the reason why either. But the first race is the Queen Anne Stakes. With the ground, there's rain supposed to be coming overnight. Modern Games, having won in America a few times, he needs it rock solid sort of. Coming out better at the ratings is Inspiral or Inspiral, whichever you want to call it. Tomato. And it won in Ascot last year, won the Coronation Stakes first time out. It's £2 well in. I'm on Inspiral in the first. In the second race, I've no great opinion. 17 of the 22 runners won last time out. There are 7 or 8 of them look really impressive, including Ascot, River Tiber. Even the Yankee horse was brilliant. Jesse's horse. I'll see what I'll do if I'm making me up my mind in the morning or later tonight. In the King's Stand Stakes, I was looking at them last night. Mannequin we backed a few times last year, and we'd call it a bus horse, but it was beaten the last day. I know things went against it, but I was looking at the videos of that filly from Australia, Coolangatta, and with the jockey, I thought was brutal on the times it ran, but it was the right jockey up tomorrow in James MacDonald, and that's a 5-1 shot in places. I'm doing that each way. I wouldn't be surprised to see Happy Romance running fairly well as well tomorrow, but it's only rated 106, whereas Highfield Princess is rated 119. But it'll like a fast pace to aim at. But I thought a 5 furlongs might suit the Australian horse now. The 420 ground is, I've no idea about the ground either for this. I hope if it was fast ground, would you believe, I thought the outside of the field had a right shot at it, indestructible. It's 50-1. It's rated 112, and it won the Craven first time out this year on Good to Ferrum. It was behind Chaldean only a half a length and 3 lengths last year, and to have that favourite, but see, the Guineas was run on soft ground, so that suited Chaldean as well. Didn't suit Indestructible, but at 50-1, if there were, you could get 4 places or something. That last year, I showed the video the other day, and we went for the horse in a novice race, a maiden race the other day, but it ran terrible. Well, it didn't run terrible, but just wasn't good enough. So what did that beat the last year is the thing. But that actually was behind Indestructible as well, the time before it ran. So on to the long distance race, the Ascot Stakes. Bring On the Night hasn't run since last year, and was second to, we were on the winner, Coltrane. Why hasn't it ran since? Is he doing a Coveg on it, just geared it up for one run? Very short. Mullins has 2 short ones tomorrow. He has Vauban as well. There'll be loads of people when the best odds come out in the morning to do a double with the Willies too, because they're short. But I did say after the last time the horse ran that this race would suit. I didn't know whether he was into it at the time, but he's running Law of the Sea. It was 4th in the Chester Cup over 2-2. And I was saying the last day, if it was further, he was back to 2 mile. I was saying if it was further the last day, I'd suited, and he's up and trip now tomorrow. He was 14s yesterday. He's into, what price you know? He's 8-1 most places now, 17-2. David Egan riding. He has won this a couple of times lately, Ian Williams. I thought in the Wolverton Stakes that Buckaroo was nearly the best bet of the day, even though it's given a few pound weight away to someone's, but he had a great run the last day in France at Group 1, and but it beat, previously it won a listed race, it beat Homeless Songs, and Homeless Songs was rated 119 and he was 110, he beat it by a neck. It won a maiden in Galway in 2021. It was ran in 2 Group 1s, several Group 3s and a couple of listed races that has won. Down in class, it's only a 4-year-old, O'Shea Murphy, riding for Joseph O'Brien. I thought that was a rock solid each way bet tomorrow. It's a 5-1 shot. All the money is for Saga. That Francesco Clemente ran very wide at Goodwood the last time. But it was in a handicap, so up in class. I was mentioning about Vauban before. Vauban is in the last race. It's well in on ratings. It's rated 160 over hurls, so that should take 40 off it, that put 120, and then it's rated at 101. Mile 6. I see Scriptwriter is a big price, is 40-1. Done us a couple of turns previously over hurls and on the flat. 40-1 is a big price for, they're paying 6 places. Anyway, I'll get this up and see what's the story. I'll have to try and get rectified for tomorrow. I don't know what's going to be the story with no data on the phone. I forgot to organise that. This is my first time across the border in years, or in England, so not organised at all. So see you from Belfast tomorrow evening.